Hello, beautiful. Today's conversation is about you deserve better. And whether you are in the lowest of the lows or highest of the highs, you know that there is another level and there is another layer to everything. And you go through this stage of life where you may grow from the ground up. And at any point in your life, you have that experience, that situation that will put you down on your knees just so you can learn how to grow from the ground up. I've had that situation. Many women have that situation, and they have learned how to walk again. Right? And so I want to talk to you about the subject that no matter where you are in life, you deserve better. You deserve better. If you are a beautiful woman earning millions of dollars in business, there is another level and another layer for you that's available. It gets harder to identify because when you have it all, what else can you want? But there's always another level. And the key, if you are that high, is to go within because you can only do so much with the material wealth and success. You can always go and explore more, and there is not enough time in a day in life to explore all of life, right? And then if you are really struggling and at the bottom of life and went through some kind of heartbreaking situation, whether this was in your relationship, divorce, widowed, somebody close to you passed away, there is nowhere lower you can go from here, and your only way is up. And the good news, there's literally nowhere lower you can go with this. And so you deserve better. And you know you deserve better no matter where you at and what stage of life, you deserve better. Most women get stuck in being average simply because they say, oh, this level, I'm good enough, I'm comfortable here in life, I don't need to create bigger, better life for myself. And I am here to tell you that your comfort level and the place of comfort is really only you are never at the same level. So you are never staying constant. You either growing or you're dying. So one or the other. So women who decided to stay where they are, women who decided, you know what, I'm comfortable, I'm not gonna grow, because growth is uncomfortable. Growth requires research. Growth requires learning what's the next step, what's the next adventure, where do I go from here, right? So growth is uncomfortable no matter where you at. And a lot of women would just, they don't want to grow. They don't want to go because growth requires stepping into this uncomfortable level and taking on that risk of not knowing how things would work out for her. Right? And when a woman does not know how things would work out for her, she is afraid to lose where she's at in order to get to the next level. But that's the only way when you are extending your own ceiling. And that's a job on its own to know where the ceiling could be extended and to have that vision for yourself that there is a bigger opportunity and a bigger possibility for you to extend that ceiling, right? And so a lot of women would just stay where they are because they don't want or don't know or don't see that next level or where they could step up in their life. And so when they're not growing, they're actually going back and losing a lot of the skills that they have acquired in life. They're losing a lot of opportunities that they could have in life. They're just in a state of going backwards. And most likely this would simply be a slower, gradual state where we're not gonna see how much of that loss is done. But the way you see the loss is in how you experience life. Every time we achieve that new level, we experiencing joy, the emotions, because as Abraham Hicks said, and I listen to Abraham Hicks every day because it raises my vibration, it turns me on, right? And I'm teaching women to turn on. And for me, I have to go through that spiritual path in the beginning of my day to get everything else in order in my physical life. Right? Abraham Hicks said that you are not here for the destination. You are here for the journey. You're here for the journey. You think you're here for the destination, but really you are craving the journey, because if you achieve what you want right there without any effort or going through the lessons to achieve that, you're not going to value it, you're not going to enjoy it, nor will you experience those celebratory feelings and emotions that get you there once you achieve that level, your next level, right? And so when you are going through the learning motion, when you're going through the journey of achieving that next level, for you in life, you are expanding and you are experiencing emotions. And when you are at that level, you celebrate that level and you have amazing emotions. However, very soon your emotions subside and it becomes your norm. It becomes mundane and you stop experiencing joy unless you keep expanding yourself and unless you keep climbing higher and unless you keep moving forward. And that is why you're here. You are not here to achieve something and stay at that level. You are craving. Your whole nature is about expansion. You're expanding. My husband tells me that I have overtaken every corner of our house and there is not enough house for me anymore. And I still want to have the library and the like a dedicated dance studio and like a sex room, right? So like I've overexpanded through through the limitations of our house, and I keep expanding and I keep wanting bigger, more, right? Like this is just an example of how I grow internally, manifest on the outside, right? Like I've outgrown my photography studio. Now I'm like overtaking the 5,000 square foot building. Not a building, space within a building, right? And so like I am growing, I'm expanding, and the outside expands with me as I expand, right? And so do you. You are growing, you are expanding, and as you grow and expand, this is when you're experiencing joy. You will not experience joy if you're staying at the level where you're at. You will not experience happiness if you are staying at the same level where you have already achieved. So the only time you will experience joy and happiness in life is in the process of expanding and taking the next step, even though the next step is a very uncomfortable step to take. And you, for the most part, never know if it's going to work or not. But so far it worked. In all of your life before. So far, it worked in all of my life before, so there is no reason for you to really have the fear of not being able to make things work, not being able to have the level of success that you're craving. And with that, my beautiful love, I do want to remind you that you deserve better. You're here to do big things. You're here to learn big lessons. You're here for the journey, not the destination. Destination is a great carrot for us to follow in order for us to really take those steps to our expansion. But the joy itself is in the expansion process. Don't forget that. Always remember that. Always ask yourself, how can I make it better? How can I be happier? How can I live bigger? What is my next step? And when you ask that question, sit quietly within yourself and let the answers come to you from your inner being, or from the divine download, or from your inner guides, whatever your way of channeling is. Let the answers come to you, and the answers will come if you get quiet with yourself.